Hello, night traveler. I'm Lunas, your dream weaver from magical nights. Snuggle up in your blanket and let your imagination run wild as we embark on enchanted paths of magical and fantastic tales. Tonight, our stories unfold in Arnak, where a young musician named Eamon finds a magical harp that transports him to Tir Na Nog, the land of eternal youth. With the help of mystical beings and a legendary warrior, he faces unimaginable challenges and dark creatures. But can Eamon uncover the secrets of the harp and use its power for good? Ready to dream? In the mystical land of Ireland, where Celtic legends and myths intertwine with reality, there was a small village called Arnak. Surrounded by green hills and enchanted woods, Arnak was a place where ancient magic still breathed through the whispering trees and crystal-clear streams. The morning mist carried echoes of old stories, and the nights were filled with the songs of bards, keeping the heritage of their ancestors alive. Celtic traditions were deeply rooted in the daily lives of Arnak's inhabitants. People revered nature, celebrated seasonal festivals, and believed in mystical creatures like the Elsie, fairies that inhabited the hills and forests. In the village center stood an ancient standing stone, a menhir marking the spot where druids performed rituals under the starry sky. The sound of the harp, one of the most sacred instruments in Celtic culture, frequently echoed through the village, invoking tales of heroes, gods, and magic. As the sun set, shadows lengthened, and the golden light bathed the fields, bringing a sense of peace and enchantment. The people of Arnak believed the boundary between the human world and the magical world was thinnest at twilight, a time when ancient spirits could be felt and heard. Children gathered around campfires, listening intently to the elders' stories of epic battles, tragic loves, and fantastic adventures. In this atmosphere of mystery and beauty, Eamon grew up, immersed in the traditions and legends that shaped his character and aspirations. He knew Arnak was a special place, where every stone and tree held ancient secrets waiting to be discovered. The green hills and dense woods were the perfect backdrop for the fertile imagination of a young dreamer. The sound of owls at dusk and the constant murmur of streams filled his thoughts with melodies and tales he longed to share with the world. From an early age, Eamon showed an uncommon talent for music. His grandmother, Niamh, a woman of deep wisdom and vast knowledge, noticed her grandson's gift and encouraged him to follow his dreams. She herself was a renowned storyteller in the region, and her words often wove the fabric of the past with the present, creating a living tapestry of tradition and enchantment. Niamh taught Eamon about the ancient Celtic legends, revealing the land's secrets and the mysteries of the beyond. Eamon, with his harp always within reach, spent hours practicing and composing new melodies. He often sat by the Lake Lochmore, where the tranquility of the water and the beauty of the landscape inspired his creations. His greatest desire was to become a great bard whose songs would be remembered for generations. But to achieve such a feat, he knew he needed something more, something extraordinary. Eamon was a young musician from Arnak, known for his exceptional skill with the harp. With hair as black as night and green eyes reflecting the landscapes of Ireland, Eamon dreamed of becoming a great bard whose songs would be remembered for generations. He lived with his grandmother, Niamh, a wise woman who knew many of the old Celtic legends and traditions. Niamh always told Eamon he was destined for something great, something beyond the village's limits. Eamon's life was marked by simplicity and aspirations. During the day, he helped in the fields, and at night, he practiced his harp tirelessly by the Lake Lochmore. He dreamed of discovering the secrets of magical music that, according to legends, could heal wounds and bring peace to restless souls. His greatest wish was to find a legendary harp said to possess supernatural powers, enchanted by an ancient bardess centuries ago. One morning, while exploring his grandmother's attic, Eamon found an old leather-bound book. The yellowed pages were filled with ancient stories and chants. Flipping through the book, he found a passage about a magical harp that had the power to transport the player to Tir Na Nog, the land of eternal youth. Intrigued, Eamon decided he would find this harp, believing it to be the key to achieving his dreams. When he shared his discovery with Neve, she told him about Bridget, a legendary bardess and harpist who lived many centuries ago. Bridget was known for her unparalleled skill and deep connection to the spiritual world. It was said her harp possessed powers that transcended the mortal world, allowing those who played it to communicate with beings from other realms. Inspired by Bridget's stories and motivated by his desire to become a great bard, Eamon decided he would seek the magical harp, even if it meant leaving Ardenack and embarking on a journey full of dangers and mysteries. With Neve's blessing and a backpack full of provisions, he set out in search of the enchanted instrument, determined to discover the secrets it held. Eamon's personality was marked by a mix of determination and sensitivity. His passion for music was not just a quest for fame or recognition, but a way to connect with the stories and emotions he felt so deeply. Through his harp, he found a voice to express his most intimate feelings and share the beauty he saw in the world around him. As he prepared for his journey, Eamon felt a mix of excitement and apprehension. He knew he was about to leave the comfort and safety of his home, but he also knew this was the only way to reach his true potential. With his harp on his back and his heart full of hope, he took the first step into the unknown, ready to face any challenge that came his way. One night, while playing his harp by the lake, Eamon heard a strange sound coming from the forest. Curious, he followed the sound until he found a cave hidden among the hills. At the back of the cave, he found an ancient harp covered in Celtic runes. When he plucked the first string, Eamon felt a powerful energy surround him, transporting him to a world beyond human comprehension. He found himself in a land of indescribable beauty, where magical creatures roamed freely, and the sky shone with colors never seen before. Eamon realized he was in Tir na Nog, the land of eternal youth. Determined to uncover the secrets of the enchanted harp, Eamon accepted the call to adventure, knowing his life would never be the same. As he explored Tir na Nog, Eamon met a guide, an ancestral spirit named Cormac, who had been a bard in his mortal life. Cormac explained to Eamon that the harp he had found was one of the most powerful ever created and possessed the ability to open portals between worlds. However, to unlock its full potential, Eamon would need to pass a series of trials and challenges that would test his courage, wisdom, and heart. With Cormac by his side, Eamon began his journey through the enchanted forests and majestic mountains of Tir na Nog. Each step he took led him deeper into a world where magic was as tangible as the air he breathed. Eamon felt a mix of excitement and fear, knowing he was destined for great things, but also aware of the dangers he might face. As they walked, Cormac told Eamon about the ancient Celtic gods and heroes whose stories were intertwined with the very essence of Tir na Nog. He spoke of Dagda, the god of abundance, and Morrigan, the goddess of war and death, whose influences could still be felt in the magical land. Eamon absorbed every word, feeling increasingly connected to his people's legends and the mission ahead. As they advanced, Cormac taught Eamon various songs and spells that could be useful on his journey. Each melody had a purpose, whether to invoke protection, heal wounds, or call for the help of nature's spirits. Eamon practiced these songs relentlessly, wishing to be prepared for any challenge that might arise. Time in Tir na Nog seemed to flow differently from the mortal world. Days and nights blended into an eternal twilight, where sunlight and stars created a constant spectacle of colors and shadows. Eamon marveled at the beauty of the place, but also felt the responsibility he carried. He knew the magical harp had a greater purpose, something he still needed to discover. The journey was long and full of surprises. Eamon and Cormac crossed rivers that shimmered like liquid silver, climbed mountains that touched the sky, and walked through forests where the trees whispered ancient secrets. Each step brought Eamon closer to his destiny, but also more aware of the trials ahead. Early in his journey, Eamon encountered his first challenges. The forests of Tir na Nog were both dazzling and treacherous. Mythical creatures like the puka tried to divert Eamon from his path with illusions and tricks. However, he remained steadfast, using his music to maintain clarity and focus. An unexpected event further complicated his journey. While crossing an ancient bridge guarded by a fierce Fomorian, Eamon had to use all his cunning and courage to defeat the monster. With his harp, he played a melody so hypnotic it put the Fomorian to sleep, allowing him to pass safely. This first obstacle strengthened his determination and resilience. In addition to mythical creatures, Eamon also faced the wild nature of Tir Na Nog. Magical storms arose from nowhere, challenging his endurance and willpower. In one of these storms, Eamon found shelter in a cave where he discovered ancient inscriptions on the walls. The inscriptions told the story of heroes who had faced similar challenges and found the inner strength to overcome them. These stories gave Eamon a renewed breath of hope and courage. He knew he was not alone on his journey and that many before him had faced equally great difficulties. Motivated by these stories of courage and perseverance, Eamon continued his journey, determined to find the magical harp and unlock its secrets. During the journey, Eamon met a group of beings known as the Furbolg, who lived in the mountains and were known for their strength and bravery. They were facing a great threat from a dragon that was ravaging their lands. Eamon, feeling this was an opportunity to prove his worth and help those in need, decided to help the Furbolg defeat the dragon. With the help of Cormac and the Furbolg, Eamon devised a plan. He would use his harp to create a melody that would put the dragon into a deep sleep, allowing the Furbolg warriors to defeat it. The battle was intense, but the plan worked and the dragon was finally defeated. The Furbolg, in gratitude, offered Eamon a magical amulet that would enhance his musical power. This encounter with the Furbolg and the battle against the dragon were crucial moments for Eamon. He realized his music was not just a tool for expression but also a powerful weapon that could be used for good. With each obstacle overcome, Eamon felt more prepared for the challenges ahead. In the heart of Tir Na Nog, Eamon met magical beings who helped him on his journey. He met Aisling, a banshee whose voice had the power to predict the future. Aisling revealed to Eamon that the enchanted harp held the power to unite the human and magical worlds, but he would need to pass great trials to unlock its secrets. Another significant encounter was with Luff, the god of light and the arts. Luff taught Eamon to play melodies that could invoke nature spirits and ask for their help. With this new knowledge, Eamon began to understand the depth of the power he carried and the importance of his mission. In addition to Aisling and Luff, Eamon met other mystical entities, such as the Tuatha De Danann, a race of divine beings who ruled Tir Na Nog. They offered him advice and protection, recognizing Eamon's potential and his determination to fulfill his destiny. With each encounter, Eamon gained more wisdom and strength, preparing himself for the challenges to come. Eamon also encountered a white deer, a sacred creature in Celtic mythology that guided him through a dense forest to an ancient stone circle. There, he had a vision of Bridget, the legendary bardess who had enchanted the harp. Bridget told him about the importance of balancing heart and mind, strength and compassion to unlock the true power of the harp. These magical encounters reinforced Eamon's connection to the spiritual world and strengthened his determination. He realized his journey was not just about finding the harp, but also about discovering himself and his place in the universe. Each magical being he met taught him a valuable lesson, helping him grow as a musician and as a person. During his journey, Eamon also had the opportunity to help the magical beings he met. He healed wounds with his music, brought peace to troubled souls, and restored harmony in places where magic had been unbalanced. These actions did not go unnoticed, and Eamon earned the respect and gratitude of Tir Na Nog's inhabitants. With each act of kindness and bravery, Eamon felt he was closer to unlocking the full potential of the magical harp. He knew the journey was still long and full of challenges, but he also knew he was prepared to face them with the help of the friends and allies he had made along the way. Eamon's journey led him to a deep cave where he faced his most crucial test. At the back of the cave, he found a door guarded by an ancient entity known as Morrigan, the goddess of war and death. Morgan challenged Eamon to prove his courage by facing his greatest fears. During the test, Eamon had a revealing vision of betrayal and loss, but also of love and hope. He discovered that to unlock the true power of the harp, he would need to accept and overcome his weaknesses. Morgan, impressed by Eamon's bravery, allowed him to pass, but not before revealing an important betrayal that would change the course of his journey. The vision showed Eamon a future where he failed to protect those he loved, a future where his music was used for evil instead of good. He saw friends and allies turning against him, and his own strength being insufficient to face the approaching darkness. This glimpse of a possible future deeply shook Eamon, but also gave him new determination. With Morgan's revelation, Eamon knew he would need to stay vigilant and prepared to face not only external enemies but also internal conflicts that could divert him from his path. He thanked Morgan for the vision, promising himself he would do everything in his power to avoid the dark future she had shown. Besides Morgan's test, Eamon faced other physical and spiritual challenges in the cave. He navigated a maze of shadows, where each step required a balance of courage and wisdom. At one point, he found a room full of mirrors reflecting different versions of himself, forcing him to confront his deepest insecurities and doubts. Leaving the cave, Eamon felt stronger and wiser. He knew he had proven his courage not only to Morgan but also to himself. Each challenge overcome was proof of his ability to face the obstacles still to come. Eamon was ready to continue his journey, determined to use the magical harp for good and avoid the dark future Morgan had shown. With his spirit renewed and determination reinforced, Eamon continued his journey, more aware than ever of the dangers and responsibilities he carried. He knew each step brought him closer to his destiny, and that each challenge overcome made him more worthy of the power the enchanted harp possessed. After overcoming Morgan's test, Eamon found an unexpected ally. Finn, a legendary warrior and leader of the Fianna, appeared on his path. Finn had been transported to Tir Na Nog by an ancient curse and saw hope in Eamon to break this curse. Together, Eamon and Finn formed a powerful alliance. Finn, with his strength and experience, and Eamon, with his magical music, faced numerous challenges and forged new paths. The camaraderie between them strengthened Eamon's determination, and he felt closer to uncovering all the secrets of the enchanted harp. Finn told Eamon about his own journey and the battles he had faced in his quest for redemption. He had been a brave and just leader, but a curse cast by a vengeful entity imprisoned him in Tir Na Nog, preventing him from returning to his world. Finn believed Eamon's music could break the curse and free him, allowing him to finally find peace. Combining Finn's wisdom with Eamon's magic, the duo faced various dangers, from dark creatures to magical traps. On one occasion, they found an enchanted grove where each tree was guarded by a vengeful spirit. Using his music, Eamon managed to calm the spirits, allowing them to pass safely. During one of their adventures, Eamon and Finn found an ancient city in ruins, inhabited by specters of warriors who had fallen in battle. These spirits were trapped between the worlds of the living and the dead, unable to find rest. Eamon, with Finn's help, played a melody that released the spirits, allowing them to finally find peace. With each challenge overcome, the friendship between Eamon and Finn grew. They shared stories of their lives and learned from each other. Finn taught Eamon about battle strategies and the importance of leadership, while Eamon showed Finn the transformative power of music and hope. As they continued, Eamon began to realize his journey was not only unlocking the secrets of the harp, but also transforming him into a leader and hero. He felt he was becoming part of the legends he so admired, ready to write his own chapter in the history of Arnak and Tir Na Nog. With Finn by his side, Eamon was more confident than ever that he could face any challenge that came his way. He knew their alliance was proof that, even in the darkest situations, friendship and collaboration could bring light and hope. Determined to fulfill his destiny, Eamon continued his journey with renewed courage and purpose. Eamon's journey culminated in a decisive confrontation. He and Finn reached an ancient temple where the original harp had been created. There, they faced Balor, the evil eye, who wanted to use the harp to spread destruction. The battle was intense and full of twists. Aemon used all the magical melodies he had learned to fight Balor, while Finn bravely fought by his side. When all seemed lost, Aemon played one last melody, a song of love and sacrifice, which awakened the harp's true power. Balor was defeated, and the harp shone with pure and restorative light. At the beginning of the confrontation, Balor used his evil eye to cast spells and illusions, trying to confuse and divide Aemon and Finn. The ancient temple resonated with his evil laughter while shadows danced on the walls. Aemon, however, kept his concentration, playing melodies that dispelled the illusions and strengthened their courage. The fight continued with Balor summoning dark creatures to fight against the heroes. Finn, with his warrior skills, bravely faced the monsters while Aemon used his harp to create protective barriers and launch magical attacks. The combination of strength and magic began to turn the tide in their favor. As the battle intensified, Aemon realized the only way to defeat Balor was to use the true power of the enchanted harp. He remembered the lessons he had learned on his journey, the importance of balancing heart and mind, strength and compassion. With this understanding, he began to play the most powerful melody he knew. The song of love and sacrifice echoed through the temple, enveloping Balor in a bright light. The harp's power reached its peak, breaking Balor's defenses and destroying his evil eye. With a final scream, Balor was defeated, and his dark forces dissipated. The harp's light restored the temple, bringing peace and harmony back to the place. Finn, exhausted but victorious, thanked Aemon for his bravery and skill. He knew without Aemon's magical music, they would not have been able to defeat Balor. Together, they bowed before the harp, recognizing the power and responsibility it represented. With Balor's defeat, Aemon felt a deep sense of accomplishment. He knew he had fulfilled his destiny and unlocked the true power of the enchanted harp. More importantly, he had learned about himself and the positive impact his music could have on the world. With the enchanted harp in his hands, Aemon returned to Ardenack. The journey had profoundly transformed him. He now understood the responsibility and power that magical music possessed. Upon arriving at the village, Aemon was welcomed as a hero, but he knew his mission was only beginning. He used the harp to bring peace and healing to his people, sharing the lessons and wisdom he had learned. Aemon found a new understanding of life and magic, and his music continued to inspire and enchant generations. He knew that as long as there was someone to listen, the song of the enchanted harp would never die. Upon returning to Ardenack, Aemon realized how much he had changed. He was no longer the young dreamer who had set out in search of a magical harp. Now, he was a bard whose songs were woven with the wisdom of his experiences and the depth of his emotions. He understood his music had the power to transform lives and unite people. The first thing Aemon did upon his return was visit his grandmother, Niamh. She was waiting for him, with tears of pride in her eyes. Aemon told her about his journey, his trials, and the friendships he had made along the way. Niamh smiled, knowing her grandson had become the great bard she always believed he would be. With the enchanted harp, Aemon began to perform concerts for the residents of Ardenack and neighboring villages. His music not only enchanted but also healed. People came from far and wide to hear his songs, often leaving the concerts feeling renewed and inspired. Aemon used the harp to bring comfort to the afflicted, hope to the desperate, and joy to sad hearts. Aemon also started teaching young musicians, sharing with them the secrets of the magical harp and the lessons he had learned on his journey. He wanted to ensure the legacy of magical music continued and that future generations could use music for good. He believed music had the power to change the world and wanted to share this power with as many people as possible. While teaching and playing, Aemon reflected on everything he had learned. He knew the true magic was not just in the harp but also in the hearts and souls of those who played it. He understood the power of music lay in its ability to connect, heal, and inspire. Amen was determined to use this power to make the world a better place. Over the years, the stories of Amen and his enchanted harp became legends. People told of the young bard who had faced great challenges and brought peace and hope with his music. Amen's songs continued to echo through the valleys and hills of Ireland, a testament to the power of music and the courage of a young dreamer. And so, the song of the enchanted harp never died. It lived in the melodies Amen played, the stories he told, and the hearts of the people he inspired. Amen's magical music became an eternal legacy, a symbol of hope, love, and transformation. And as long as there was someone to listen, the song would continue to play, uniting worlds and bringing light to the darkest places. Amen, now an older and wiser man, looked to the horizon, knowing his journey would never truly end. He would continue to play, teach, and inspire as long as the song of the enchanted harp echoed eternally, reminding everyone of the power of music and the indomitable spirit of a bard who believed in the magic of his heart. Good night and enchanted dreams.